Florida won the toss. They defer, so Vandy will get the football first. Trey Smack will kick it off, and that'll sail through the end zone. So the Commodores will start at the 25-yard line, and that means here comes old number 8, the senior, 6'3", 220 pounds. Of course, we told you back in 2020 was the first, just the third SEC true freshman to start at quarterback, and had an outstanding high school career, a 3-star quarterback with 52 passing touchdowns. And when he's done, he wants to bump Matt Stinchcomb out of the booth. I won't let that happen, I promise you. Might bump me out. But a young man certainly has a lot going on for him, and he has a lot in front of him today with this Gator defense. Vanderbilt averaging 31 points per game on offense. First play, handoff off the left side. That goes to the freshman, Cedric Alexander. Coaches said we'd see quite a bit of Cedric today, and they weren't lying. He gets the first carry, young man with 180 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns.
They love Cedric Alexander. They think he's a well-rounded running back, a guy that can do just about everything they need to ask of him. They've been thinking about putting him in out there first for the first play. They felt as if his performance warranted it. Watch Vanderbilt. See how much they test the Gators on the ground, given their performance a week ago versus Kentucky.
Yeah, well, that's one thing Vandy has not done very well, and that's rush the football, average less than 100 yards a game on the ground, 97. On second down, Seals, quick hitter across the middle. That one is caught first down out to the 46-yard line. Nice catch by Will Shepard, and boy, he had a bad week a couple of weeks ago, but turned things around last week.
And you can see that the way the Vanderbilt offense wants to be, everybody wants to be balanced, of course, and you see the rushing plays. They've kind of leaned away from the ground game this year, haven't been as explosive, but those turnovers, man, 12 turnovers. Look at Clark Lee. You think he's fired up? Get Will Shepard involved early in this game with those yards after the catch. About another 7 yards drug the Gator defenders down the field.
First down and 10 from the 48-yard line. Shepard, quick motion. They'll come this way with it. Swing it out to McGowan. He is hit initially and finally run out of bounds. They'll spot him right at midfield. So a gain of a couple on the play. Shamar James will get credit for the stop.
So that's what we were talking about at the top, Dave. Get these guys involved a little bit. Quick throw out to Jaden McGowan. Let your receivers block out front. Really, we could credit Will Shepard with that tackle. He made first contact out there trying to make a block. Shamar James showed up to clean up. Watch Vanderbilt, though. They're going to try to test the Gators' tackling ability in space. Make their safeties come up, make plays. Make their edge defenders make plays out in the open field.
McGowan goes in motion. Seals, boy, immediately flushed out, trying to set up a little screen, and they had it set up, but Alexander couldn't hang on to it.
We just said earlier, right? Complete back. They love his protection, love his hands out of the backfield. You nailed it. This is a screen all the way. He's not just checking something down. They're trying to get it to Alexander over there on the near hash. And he just got ahead of himself. Big third down for Vanderbilt. They've struggled on those early downs especially. No negative yardage plays here, but a third and obvious for Ken Seals early.
Vanderbilt, 7th in the conference, converting 42% of their third downs. This one is 3rd and 8. Pocket is clean, long throw, the wide side of the field, batted in the air, and it falls incomplete. Trying to hit Shepard with it over there. And Jaden Hill back there in coverage will break it up.
That's the ball. I think Will Shepard, he's going to look back at this and say, I got to come up with a catch right here for my quarterback. You see it? Good job actually getting his hands in there and breaking it up by Jaden Hill. Will Shepard had a shot at that ball.
Well, here comes Matthew Hayball, and our punters today are both from Australia, and they both are fantastic. Hayball leading the country, averaging 50.9 yards per punt. It's a good clean snap. He's going to try to pooch this one inside the 10. Back there is Ricky Pearsall. He'll fair catch it inside the 10, right around the 6-yard line. They'll spot it at the 7. And here comes Graham Mertz for the first time this afternoon. A couple of his sisters are certainly athletic as well. Both played some college basketball. He has done a lot since he arrived here at Gainesville, out in the community, volunteers with numerous organizations. But don't mess with my man's barbecue. When you're from Kansas or Missouri, that area, boy, you better know your barbecue, and that's his favorite, Joe's right there. Maybe Joe's will send me some. I have not been to Joe's.
It's excellent. You've missed it. It's fantastic. How about Graham Mertz, though, in this game? Can they get him going in the downfield passing game? The guys played well all season long. They have to play better around him.
Graham Mertz has completed on the year 79% of his passes. Boy, that one is dropped. Was that behind the line? They're going to say incomplete. That was close to being a backwards pass, better known as a lateral. And it would have been a fumble.
See Montrell Johnson, he was nervous about it too, trying to get back out on that ball. I've already seen a couple of backs struggle to make a catch. You see the completion percentage, second only to Bo Nix, which incidentally, Nix and Mertz only average just shy of 6 yards downfield in their pass attempts. They don't push it downfield often.
Mertz out of the end zone, slings one to Pearsall. 31 catches on the year now for Ricky Pearsall, the transfer from Arizona State.
That's a matchup that they're going to seek all game long if they can. John House out there starting for Vanderbilt. Played well a couple of outings ago, but in there for an injured Jalen Mahoney.
That one is caught at the 29-yard line. That one goes to Khalil Jackson. By the way, that catch by Pearsall a minute ago, 34th consecutive game with a reception, 19 of those with Florida last year and this year, 15 with Arizona State, and 20 and 21. It's the 8th longest streak going in the FBS right now. That handoff. Montrell Johnson Jr. gives us a chance. We see that handoff to Johnson Jr. No Trevor Etienne today. Etienne is banged up, not anything long-term, but we're not going to see him today. Does that change some things with the Gators offensively as you look at some of those numbers?
Yeah, I definitely think that they lean more heavily. They're almost the inverse of Vanderbilt offensively. When you look at the run versus pass plays, it's the third down conversion percentage that really gives you pause, and it's compromised your scoring ability, only converting right at 33%. They have to get it to third and manageable, as they have here.
Third down and 5. Boy, nice throw. Easy catch for Pearsall. I say easy because Mertz threw it exactly where he needed to. That's a first down. Trudell Berry out there in coverage.
Pretty good protection right here. About a 4-man rush. They brought a 5th man late. And they've reshuffled this offensive front. Big Lindell Hudson in there at right tackle. They moved Damian George all the way to left.
Quick snap by the Gators. Keep it on the ground. Here is Johnson bouncing off a couple of Commodore defenders, and he is out to the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2 coming up.
Good job. Pull basically the entire right side of the offensive front. Pull your right guard and tackle. Get those big bodies out in front. Leading Johnson into the line of scrimmage. A little bit earlier, they ran a little RPO. So you've seen now the run version, and they had a quick throw outside off of that look.
Mertz, that one is incomplete. This Vanderbilt secondary trying to piece it together. They've got some injuries back there. They're playing a couple of young players. Martell Height, one of those out at the corner, a true freshman. But DeRicky Wright is a young man that was out last week. Coaches said he's going to give it a go. He's been limping around, was limping around yesterday. His ankle is heavily taped. You can see his right ankle. They got to have him out there. The senior out of Gadsden, Alabama, one of the best in the league, but he is not 100%.
Now you watch him even moving pre-snap, where he's very deliberate in his movement. You see that right shoe, all that white? That's a big, heavily spatted ankle.
Off the left side, and boy, Johnson hurdles one defender, stays on his feet, inbounds down to the 20-yard line. Nice run from Montrell Johnson Jr., the junior tailback out of New Orleans.
Great job, nice vision. Stick with the hole. He acted like he wanted to bounce it out there. Did a great job of running through would-be tackles, 3 of them on that play. Johnson just picking up yards after contact, right down the gut of the Vanderbilt defense. And You got Brian Longwell out there, number 54. That's a true freshman, manning the middle of the Commodore defensive front.
A couple of tight ends. Flag down on the far side. Pass underneath. That one is dropped. They were trying to hit Arliss Boardingham, but wait on this flag and see if that's against Vanderbilt.
Offside on the defense, number 95. In the neutral zone at the snap, 5-yard penalty.
Wow.
Replay first down.
So you go from burning it down right to picking up 5 for free. That's unreal. You know, when you're lined up in the neutral zone like that, this is an area where Florida has really struggled. The touchdown percentage is exceptionally low, and 95 is just too far upfield. He's just lined up too far upfield there. Didn't move pre-snap, he was just in the neutral zone.
Trayon Webb in the game, the true freshman out of Jacksonville, but they'll go end around, and there is blocking and room to run for Ricky Pearsall. Touchdown, Florida, 14 yards. A focus this week was quick start for Florida offensively. They ran good versus good a lot this week at practice to hopefully get him cranked up, Stinch, and it looks like it works.
They got going early. And you think about the couple of Pearsall completions early on in this series to kind of jumpstart it. And then able to finally capitalize, do a better job of getting touchdowns when they're down here in the red zone.
Ricky Pearsall, he has done it all for Florida this year and doing it again on the end around, trying to get some red zone offense, some red zone touchdowns. This will work. It's 6 for number 1. I don't think a lot of folks came prepared. Now, that's a nice look. Not her, the ones that just jumped in front of her. It's not every day you see a couple of guys walking around the football stadium with some tutus. Fair catch called for, and it'll be taken there out to the 25-yard line. The ball will be set up. Vanderbilt did what they wanted to. Talking to Joey Lynch, the offensive coordinator, yesterday, says, we got to get that first down. And they had a chance for a second first down and a drop football.
Yeah, drop football. You got McGowan out there on the perimeter, runs into his own guy, and Will Shepard. Couple plays there. You get a drop on a screen pass from Cedric Alexander. From Vanderbilt's perspective, they're saying, hey, look, so you get those wrinkles out of the way. You got to be more proficient in your offense after picking up that first down.
Ken Seals. In 21, he started 7 games. In 20, he had 9 starts. Was relegated to a backup role until last week. Quick hitter coming near side. Shepard missed the block, and Quincy Skinner got lit up.
You see this? We talked about there's no fair catch signal. So you see that, and McGowan calls it, but look who catches the ball. It ends up with Junior Sherrill. So the ball gets spotted. Ends up costing Vanderbilt. Call it 17 yards right there.
I don't know what Sherrill was doing. I'm thinking all those kickoff returns should go to McGowan.
Yeah.
Fumble, loose football on the turf around the 12. Well, that'll quiet the crowd for a moment. It'll stay with Vanderbilt.
Boy, rough start for Cedric Alexander. He got that drop as a true freshman on the screen. Then you almost burp this football up. It comes out right now. Watch it. Boom. Tyreek Sapp popped it out. Alexander is really lucky to fall on that ball. Look at the turnover experience. It's been already 12 this season. He had 16.
I mean, Vanderbilt's gained 9. The problem is they've given it up 12 times. Seals just has to unload it into that Gator bench area. It will be 4th down coming up for the Commodores.
Well, given the way that entire possession started, and then nearly giving the ball back, Vanderbilt fortunate to be able to punt this ball away. And you lose right now. I mean, where are you going to go? Downfield. Do you like this? Do you like any of these?
No.
You really don't.
No, don't like them.
You're having to move off your spot right now because you lost at right tackle with an inside move.
A-ball with another booming kick. Here's Pearsall, some room to run, tries to split the defense. He's across midfield down to the Vanderbilt 42-yard line. Nice return for Pearsall, who already has a touchdown. Short field coming up for the Florida Gators. They lead it by a touchdown.
I'll be sucking down all kinds of bags of skills.
1st down and 10 for the Gators, a very short field.
Double pass.
Oh, here we go. Lofted up in the air, has a man. Is that Montrell Johnson? And he, was that picked off?
Yeah.
Picked off by Vanderbilt. C.J. Taylor comes flying in. That ball hung up in the air for a long time as Khalil Jackson took the pass from Mertz.
He had it. I mean, it's just he hung that ball up way too high. And of course, on a gadget play, you don't want to like put a flatline ball out there. Just get it out there to him. But look at this. Look at C.J. Taylor track that down. A great job of getting underneath that ball that just hung up too high. Snap, Mertz, definitely a backwards pass. We were talking about earlier whether or not there was one to Montrell Johnson. That definitely was by design. C.J. Taylor, more than enough time to come from the middle of the field to make that play. Taylor, he's got a lot on him today in that back end for Vanderbilt. A lot of new faces. As you mentioned, DeRicky Wright is hobbled. No Jalen Mahoney, and C.J. Taylor's their big playmaker.
Empty set for Ken Seals. Seals takes it himself, breaks one tackle, and he'll get it out to the 14-yard line.
A wide open receiver there. Pass defense that was much improved for the Aggies.
Seals lofted up top, has Shepard, makes the catch, turns, stays in bounds. It's a foot race. I don't think anybody's going to come close to catching up. Touchdown, Vanderbilt. It goes 85 yards. How about that? Man coverage. Gator defender got twisted around, and Shepard made him pay.
Shepard's effort after that catch. Goes up, makes the play, and did a great job. He's at the top of the screen. One-on-one, as you mentioned. He was just a fantastic play by him. I mean, it's just a fantastic play by Will Shepard.
Point after is up and good, and just like that, we are tied at 7. Well, you said at the top of the show, Vanderbilt's weapons are on the outside, and Shepard is perhaps the biggest of those weapons.
No doubt, and especially when he's catching the football. So here's the matchup right here, the top of your screen. But look at the Gator defenders, right? So you're able to isolate Will Shepard. If he wins, you win. Beats Marshall almost right away. Marshall's fixing his headgear. Meanwhile, Will Shepard's running away for a touchdown. Bunch of Gator defenders trailing. But he wins right now. Physical at the line of scrimmage. Marshall's got his hands up in the air. You got to finish the play. Will Shepard makes the catch. And then he finishes it off for 6. That's the big play that Vanderbilt needed. This is what we were talking about coming into this game. Both of these offenses looking to find themselves. Right now, Will Shepard climbing the record books in Nashville. 21 receiving touchdowns now.
Hey, how about 8 this year already for Will Shepard? Was challenged before the game last week against Missouri. Did not play well against Kentucky. Coaches said he took to the criticism, even admitted that it was not his best effort. Came back last week, had a nice game, and starts this one off very well. Is that return out over the 20 to the 23-yard line.
LSU bouncing back earlier today versus Mizzou. See if there's a hangover for the Ole Miss Rebels tonight after that contest a week ago.
Another little tap pass underneath. This one goes to Eugene Wilson III. He's out over the 30 to the 32-yard line. That's a gain of about 9.
The coaches were excited to get Trey Wilson back out there. Easy touch for him. You see him. Man, big shot at the end. Shakes Trudell Berry. Took a big shot from Savion Riley. We've seen a couple of big collisions in this game already.
Quick throw coming near side. Pass is caught there by Khalil Jackson, and he'll have the first down at the 40. That's a gain of 8. And these are the kind of throws, Stinch, that have allowed Graham Mertz to complete 79% of his passes, the second best percentage in the country behind a former SEC quarterback, Bo Nix, who's out at Oregon now.
Yeah, you think about it, they're not asking him a ton to complete a bunch of balls downfield. Now, they've called shot plays. They just haven't been there. The perception has been that they're just trying to dink and dunk. They haven't. Heavy play action like this one.
Throw it to the wide open receiver on the far side of the field. There's Eugene Wilson III again. Call him Trey around the football offices.
And here's what they're doing on their offense, right? So you run heavy play action. The routes are downfield, but the coverage is too. So you can take the underneath route. There's a lot of underneath throws, some checkdowns. Graham Mertz has wisely, often, taken the money that's on the table versus trying to force the ball into jeopardy. He had turnover issues at his previous stop at Wisconsin. That has not been a problem here at Florida.
And Mertz has dropped back at the 46-yard line. Speaking of taking deep shots, the old ball coach had a little reference to the deep ball. Of course, he lived on it in this building.
Yeah, and he was talking about the play calling and just what has happened in this conference. A bunch of offensive-minded coaches and other guys coming in there to call plays. But when you marry it to that deep shot standpoint, the ball doesn't always go downfield, partly because, like a play that we just saw on second down, you load up, you send down some deep routes, you get pressure almost right now. Mertz had to move off his spot almost immediately. Pressure again coming from the boundary.
Boy, big collision at the 46. Montrell Johnson hanging on to the football, but that was third down and about 4, and now they are a couple of yards shy of the line to gain. Let's see what Coach Napier wants to do. Looks like he's going to bring out the punt team.
Think about the third down conversion difficulties. A couple of Pearsall catches on the opening possession. Then you let them back in the game off the gadget play. Bad ball from Khalil Jackson. And, of course, Vanderbilt capitalizes almost immediately off of that to knot this score up. A miscue, to say the least.
Another excellent Australian punter, Jeremy Crawshaw, averaging 47 yards per punt. This one will trickle into the end zone. Nice homecoming crowd here at the Swamp on a warm, humid afternoon. A tie ball game at 7. Vanderbilt and Florida. Commodores won last year in Nashville against these Gators. The last play was the Ricky Pearsall touchdown as that handoff goes to Patrick Smith. But let's go back to that touchdown play a moment ago on their last possession. Well, Will Shepard was able to grab a face mask of Jason Marshall.
Makes more sense now, right?
Why Marshall was all discombobulated. That batted in the air and almost picked off. And here it is, Stitch.
See on the touchdown. See, he's just trying to get a release, but he got a handful. Marshall gets pulled down. He's trying to fix his face mask. Makes more sense. What was going on? Still got to finish the play. Whether the flag comes out or not, Shepard certainly did. And a huge advantage for Vanderbilt off of that quick turnover.
You said on that replay, he said he's over there fixing his his
That's why.
headgear.
Makes more sense.
Why, right. Third down and 7.
Gators showing pressure in the middle.
They'll bring 4. Seals dancing around. Squares up, fires over the middle, and Shepard almost made the catch. It falls to the turf, but there is a flag down in the backfield. Pressure was coming.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 88 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
We got big Caleb Banks for roughing the passer at the end of this throw.
Oh, yeah.
Just can't do it. Took 2 or 3 steps and runs right into. That's a gift to the offense. You got to keep in mind, the white hat, the head referee, he's got the quarterback there as he's throwing the football. He's got his eyes on him. You're not going to get away with it. It's just not worth it. Ball's gone. It's clearly gone. And you gift your opponent first down and a half.
Big penalty on a special teams blunder last week for Florida. Gave Kentucky the football back, and Cats scored the next play. First down and 10 from the 38-yard line. Richie Hoskins goes in motion. They'll run to the near side. Not a lot of room there as Cedric Alexander brought down by Princely Umanmielen, who has been a hard man to block today. We have seen number 1 creating some havoc here in the first quarter.
They did a good job getting upfield. They're trying to get a couple of pullers out in front. It's almost like a buck sweep. You get 2 pullers pulling to the play side. They really couldn't get to the edge very easily, and a good job getting upfield to force the running back. You don't want your running back throwing moves in his own backfield. You got to get him to the line of scrimmage cleanly.
Umanmielen has 3 tackles already, a couple of pressures. Empty set, second down and 9. Three-man rush.
All day.
And nowhere to throw with 8 back in coverage, and Seals just has to sail into that Gator sideline.
That time the Gators played coverage, as you mentioned, 3-man rush. You got 8 back there in the coverage. It's a net. The guys just floating around out there like gnats. Where are you going to go with this football? Now a third and nearly full set of yards to get this conversion. Vanderbilt already bailed out earlier in this series with the roughing the passer penalty. They previously had been leaning on number 14 and Will Shepard. He's to the right side of the offensive formation. At the bottom of your screen.
Skinner comes in motion near side. Throw this way, and the pass is caught for a first down in Gator territory to Quincy Skinner Jr., who just picked up his 8th catch of the year.
Those at back shoulder to Skinner, as you mentioned, came all the way across the formation. Shepard clears out that side.
Commodores going quick. Seals throws it again into the Gator sideline.
Seals a little bit too quick to unload that one. He had Justin Ball. They were trying to get a shot, had 4 eligible receivers at one side of the field. They faked the toss to see if they could get the Gator defense to check up, maybe get a safety to bite. They didn't, but he had Justin Ball for about a 7-yard pickup. Instead, sailed it out of bounds near Alexander.
McGowan in motion. They'll hand it off the right side of that line of scrimmage. It goes to the freshman Alexander, who's inside the 45. Gain of 5 on the play, and that should be the final play, perhaps, of the first quarter. And the Commodores look like they are in no hurry to get a snap off here as the clock goes to 10 seconds. And when we come back, we will hear from Clark Lee about the first quarter, the big play that tied this score up at 7. The Commodores and the Gators.
Coach, you told us this week the biggest thing you wanted to see from your team was identity and spirit. What have you thought of the energy they've come out with in this first quarter?
Well, I mean, we've done enough to counterpunch here and tie the game up, but it's going to be a long afternoon. I think we have the right spirit. It's about execution, and that'll be the difference in the game in the end.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.
With the execution. I would say so far they have handled that aspect pretty well on the road. Third down here, Seals dodging a couple of defenders and airmails this one out of bounds. It'll be fourth down, and let's see what Clark Lee wants to do. You're kind of in that no man's land.
Yeah, where do you win it? You know, obviously you have a weapon. Looks like he's going to leave the offense out there on the field. Thinking about Hayball and whether he could pin the Gator offense deep. Instead, they're going to see if they can't grab a conversion. So far, Vanderbilt having a hard time holding up in protection, even versus a four-man rush.
Vandy 5 of 13 on fourth downs this year. Play clock winding down.
Yeah, he's going to have to time out.
He burned the timeout.
Involving the Bayou Tigers.
So here we go, fourth down and 5 for the Commodores. 3 receivers bunched to the near side. The freshman Alexander in at running back. Play clock down to 5. Bringing some heat. Seals gets the pass off. It's complete. First down. Vanderbilt, loose football, and they're going to say Florida came up with a turnover. The Gators believe they have it, and they do.
Skinner did a great job of avoiding that first would-be tackle and picked up the yardage needed. Jaden Hill comes in there. To me, it looks like it's a great effort by Searcy, it looks like, but to me, it looked like his knee was down before it would have gotten raked out. It's hard to see from up here. The Gators sideline, a lot of the players were right there.
Oh, it's out.
It's out.
It is definitely out on that look. Recovered by Jalen Kimber.
Was ruled a fumble on the field. The question is the ball already loose right there? His knee looks as if it was down before the ball came completely out. The question is, was it already loose?
Knee down, and you can't see the ball right there, though, right? Is it already moving? It's hard to see.
Is the knee down?
Oh, yeah, does the knee touch the ground? I think right there, it does, right there.
Yes, right there, sure enough. Now the question is, would it be considered that the ball was already moving, coming out, before that right knee came in contact with the turf? Wow.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Florida.
Not enough to overturn it. Had it gone the other way and they said he was down, it might have stayed Vanderbilt football.
Right. It definitely looked like, though, the ball was being, with the arm that had the ball was definitely being pulled down already. Now, the question is, clearly that there wasn't enough to say that, no, he still possessed the football. Good job by Searcy. True freshman getting in there. Otherwise would have been a conversion on fourth down.
Boy, that is the 13th turnover by this Vanderbilt offense. 5 fumbles, now 8 interceptions. Graham Mertz and company, they'll work from the 39. Pearsall comes in motion. They'll hand it off left side to Johnson. Big hole and a big collision out at the 47-yard line. Like Martell Height a little slow to get up after running into Johnson.
That's a load. That's 215 pounds on about a 5'10 frame. Running into a true freshman coming up there on the run fit.
Boy, already Vanderbilt short on bodies in the secondary. Martell Height trying to get up. Boy, a big collision. Here to Florida. Got the starting job in the middle of August and hasn't relinquished it. Hand off to Johnson. He breaks the tackle and is brought down right at midfield.
Great job by Johnson. Boy, a little. I don't know if those two guys were tangled up or not. And now everybody's going to get in on it. Like Richie Leonard. Couldn't see who the Vanderbilt player was at the end of that play. They're out there playing twister on the 42-yard line, and then everybody else wants to get in on it. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, so Leonard,
A little headlock.
A little headlock.
The old headlock got him again.
Yeah. Yeah, look at him. And you know, and what do you say there? So, what's the deal? I was just trying to get up. I didn't know his head was under there.
Here's Johnson. You know, you played for the Raiders, Stitch. I mean, let's face it. I mean, that's part of, like, camp, right? Is how to do stuff like that. Isn't that how you guys operate?
Spice of life.
Yeah.
It can't all just be between the whistles, right?
Because when you hold my head down on the ground,
guys are trying to get up.
You've obviously practiced that.
Play, yeah.
Right.
Get up, Dave. Come on, go ahead, get up. The ref's letting them play a little bit at the end of that one.
2nd down and 6 for the Gators. Florida with 127 yards. Vandy with 136. They'll have a bunch more here. Johnson lowers his shoulder out of bounds around the 20-yard line down to the 18. DeRicky Wright brings him down, but a 27-yard gain for the Gators.
So watch, they're going to end up committing to the line of scrimmage inside. It makes it really difficult if you can't get to the outside. See both of the linebackers. That time C.J. Taylor shooting. Great job blocking, and Damian George wisely not holding on C.J. Taylor. Able to get to the edge cleanly for a big gainer.
Pearsall in motion, but they'll hand it off again. Johnson, boy, he hits the hole in a hurry down to the 10-yard line. Webb on the carry. Trayon Webb, the true freshman out of Jacksonville, Florida, came in with 76 yards and 2 touchdowns running the football.
A lot of motion there, and look, they're late. You know, Andy Jean almost comes in there and makes the tackle. I don't know what he was doing, unless he was supposed to motion earlier. And Pearsall rocketing from right to left, and the true freshman Andy Jean almost taking out his classmate Trayon Webb in the backfield.
Again, no Trevor Etienne, out with an injury today. That's why this man is getting some work. Webb to the left side, trying to get to the pylon. He'll say he's out of bounds. They're going to spot him around the 2-yard line.
Webb doesn't know it yet. He's celebrating like he got his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. They're saying, hey man, get back in the hollow. Nice run. Get back in the hollow.
Nice run down to the 2. But let's
right. No points. No points for runs to the 2. A great look at it.
And he is out.
Yeah. Yeah, the officials all over it, as is the pylon cam.
Johnson back in the game now at running back. Little play fake to Johnson. Mertz scrambles, dumps it off underneath. Pass is caught. Arliss Boardingham with a touchdown reception. His 2nd of the year. Trey Smack will come on to attempt the point after. A touchdown pass. And the extra point, making a 14-7 Florida lead.
Home field advantage has never been bigger, seemingly, than this season. just has a huge influence on the outcome of games so far. That one's still very much in flux, of course.
Trey Smack with a touchback out to the 25-yard line.
So Birmingham's right here. He's going to leak all the way out, but watch Ethan Barr. He's going to end up getting kind of caught up in the wash. You'll see Ricky Pearsall come into your screen. He just kind of sits down right there just enough. Hey, I'm a receiver. No way am I trying to impede your progress. Happens all the time. Well designed, worked exactly the way they intended. Pick off that would-be man in coverage, and Birmingham with the Stork Flamingo celebration there at the end. Not sure what we were doing.
So in at running back, Chase Gillespie now. First time we've seen him, but Seals will throw, and again, had a Gator right in his face.
Yeah, really well defended that time by Mitchell. Just read it, nowhere to go with the football. You got to wonder if perhaps Vandy's a little bit shaken with Cedric Alexander. Maybe getting a start here. We've already seen a couple of plays, balls on the ground. Gillespie gets in there. Could just be a regular rotation. But the true freshman, a little bit of a rocky start in the Commodore offensive backfield.
They will try to get it to the outside. Well done there.
Yeah, McGowan again. That's a guy that they got to get incorporated in the offense, no question. Well blocked on the edge. Was able to get out there, capture it early. It's a speed guy. So see if you can't get out in space. Really well blocked out in front. He ended up just running out of turf. And Vandy came into this with the game plan of forcing the Gators to tackle in space. It's plays like that one. The ball's not in jeopardy. You get it out there on the perimeter quickly.
Seals to throw. Has time, going up deep, has a man. Junior Sherrill back there makes the catch inside the 10-yard line. The true freshman from Nashville, Tennessee, beat Jackson, and it'll be first and goal for the Commodores.
Well, the protection was outstanding, Dave. You can see Vanderbilt now. They're going to get down and jump this football after the explosive. Force the Gators to move all the way down there and then set the defense.
Seals, quick throw to Shepard. He's going to have to make a man miss. He can't do it. Good job by Florida on the back end. Jaden Hill making the initial play for Florida.
Four-man rush, excellent protection, clean pocket. Junior Sherrill, a guy who was part of the counter-punching. You heard Coach Lee talking about it last week versus Mizzou. Caught a big one for a touchdown. This time, able to get his team on the doorstep of the Gator end zone. Now, that was a huge play on that first down to get the stop versus Will Shepard. If nothing else, to get your cleats in the dirt defensively.
Throw again, and no flags. They were trying to hit Sherrill in the end zone.
And Jackson was underneath Sherrill. He was already on the ground before the ball arrived. No flag came out on that target to Sherrill. RPO, he pulls it. I think that was just a well-defended play. Tell him, good job by Jackson to get in front of that throw.
Third down and goal from the 4. Vanderbilt has struggled in the red zone. Shepard goes in motion. Seals looking, firing back in the end zone, and out of bounds. Boy, they had it. Quincy Skinner just couldn't stay in the end zone.
The pressure was on Seals. He had to buy time and slide to his left. This ball just too high. Skinner extending, but you see clearly out of bounds with that right foot first. Ran out of real estate on the backside of the Gator end zone. What a huge chance for a goal line stand after that explosive play.
It is now 4th and goal from the 4. Seals. Batted away at the last moment, incomplete, and the Gators hold. Trying to hit Cameron Johnson, the tight end.
Wow, Jakeem Jackson, true freshman. Oh, what an end to that possession. Jackson gets underneath this one, breaks that up. Well defended by the Gator defensive back. What a huge stand for Florida.
To tie this thing up here in the swamp. Instead, Vanderbilt turns it over on downs. And the Gators get it out to the 15-yard line as they go to Boardingham. But let's go back to that play at the goal line.
Well, a lot of this was how to get to fourth down. It hits it right in the hands.
Oh, man.
Had it. Jakeem Jackson just happened to be nearby. He was targeted 3 times down there in the low red zone after the big play. Commodore offense turned away. That stinks. That's a momentum play, to say the least.
Hey, that's 2 fourth downs now.
Yeah.
They had a first down. They were going for it on fourth down, and a fumble gave it back to Florida, and then you should have had a touchdown there. So on first down, Gators run it with Montrell Johnson, Langston Patterson. We haven't really mentioned the fact that Kane Patterson, their starting linebacker, transferred in from Clemson, been there a couple of years now in Nashville. He's out. He's going to be out for a while, and that is another big blow for a guy that's played a lot of football.
Definitely force some guys into the lineup now. You've got Nick Rinaldi, 24, Langston Patterson out there at linebacker for Vanderbilt. Rinaldi only played a year of high school football, still figuring it out. Heck of an athlete, but guys getting forced into service. Thin at linebacker.
4-man rush. Mertz finds a little hole in that defense. Pass caught there by Jackson. Out the 22-yard line. It'll be third down, a gain of 6. Third down and about 3 coming up now for Florida. Gators today on third downs, 2 out of 3.
Just haven't faced a ton of them. Now you think about it, big plays, pushing it downfield, only those 3 attempts, as you mentioned. Far more proficient today on third down.
Oh, nice play fake. Mertz coming right side, and pass is caught there by Montrell Johnson, and he has the first down out over the 40 to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, put it right on him, too. Run through the catch. Montrell Johnson, he's having a heck of a day. We mentioned Etienne not being available. Just kind of boot Mertz out, let him run through this football. Put it right on his hip. Easy pitch and catch.
Little shoulder fake. Flag comes out. Bunch of flags. There are 3 flags in that Gator backfield. Johnson might want to just get on the deck. This one's going to be coming back.
Personal foul, hands to the face, number 76 on the offense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
Big Damian George playing over there at left tackle. He's done that before, transferred to Florida from Alabama. And yeah, you see his right hand getting in up in Darren Agu's face mask. Can't really see it quite from that angle. Maybe right here. See it? Yeah, see that right hand?
You can't do that. You can't do that.
You are not allowed to do that. They won't let you. Now, I will say, he got his hands up high. He didn't really grab that face mask. The officials don't care. Don't put your hand on his face mask. Got him on an inside move, and you end up just grabbing for anything. Hope it works out.
Trayon Webb in the game at running back. He'll now split out. They'll throw it that direction, and he drops it. Loose ball on the ground. They're going to say incomplete.
Ruling on the field was an incomplete pass.
That's the second time today we've seen that little swing out there that's been close to being a backwards pass.
Yeah, half on the first or second play of the game. They did it intentionally earlier. Yeah, that one was definitely upfield. But Webb, of course, part of it's just informed by the way that the players react to it, right? And both times, Montrell Johnson on that play to open up the first possession for the Gators jumped on the ball like he thought it was backwards.
Mertz dumps it off underneath. Andy Jean makes the catch, and he'll be out of bounds. Longwell, the true freshman linebacker, getting credit for the stop.
You hear kind of some grumbling here. You know, they want to see the ball go downfield, especially when you're backed up like that after the hands to the face. Mertz, he's willing to pick up yards, see if he can't inch his way up there. I mean, there's not a lot of plays right here for 3rd and 23.
Mertz 12 of 15, 98 yards. Pressure comes. They'll throw it that way from the pressure. They'll get it to the freshman Webb, and he'll be well shy. Again, here come the sound effects from the Gator faithful.
Yeah, 3rd and 23. Oh, what are you thinking? You want to air it out right there? That's a screenplay all the way. If nothing else, you're trying to maybe leak out on a draw, but you're not going to push the ball downfield when you got a 23-yard field to defend defensively.
Jeremy Crawshaw into punt. Last week against Kentucky averaged 53.8 yards per punt. Shepard will let this hit, and it takes a big-time Florida roll. This is going to end up right around the 5-yard line. A booming kick of 64 yards. Thank you, guys. 4:35 on the clock, and Vanderbilt backed way up after the errant play from Will Shepard. And there have been a number of miscues by Vanderbilt today, and they should be lucky they're only down 7.
Yeah, one of those was on, you see Jaden McGowan signaling for a fair catch, but he didn't catch it. Junior Sherrill, then after a converted 4th down, once Skinner puts the ball on the ground, the Gators go in to score, and then a dropped touchdown. Cameron, and then you look here, it's 18 yards. Will Shepard, you got to come up and make that catch. It ends up costing your offense almost 2 first downs worth of field position.
It is now 2nd down and 8. I tell you what, this Gator crowd's been making some noise today on this 99th edition of Homecoming. Handoff off the right side to Cedric Alexander, young man out of Austin, Texas. And it'll be 3rd down coming up.
So back in the lineup is Alexander. So far today, Vanderbilt has struggled mightily on these 3rd downs. And Florida much improved in that area defensively. They've made it very difficult on Vanderbilt today. We've seen a couple of drops on 3rd downs. Even forcing the 4th down attempt earlier that worked until it didn't on the fumble.
Gators show 3-man front. Some pressure coming from the edge, perhaps. Actually, they're bringing a bunch of dudes. Pass is caught, and immediately hit there is McGowan. They'll spot his forward progress out at the 14, but he needed to get it across the 15 for the 1st down. Jaden Hill quickly closing for the Gators.
Jaden Hill has come up clutch a couple of times where he makes a quick tackle. 4 different times where he's been able to break up a pass, a tackle for loss.
Florida.
They've needed him to step up.
This will be a 30-second timeout. Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes, 53 seconds. 2-5-3.
So the timeout by Florida.
Thank you.
So here you are in the shadow of your own goalposts. You're trying to extend the drive. You want to at least get a 1st down. Field position play. You get it to McGowan out there in space. The Gators have done a relatively good job with some of their open field tackling. You see that Vanderbilt has sought to challenge them in that area. As good as Hayball is as a punter, you know, if this ball makes it to the ground, maybe it kicks forward. Otherwise, you're talking about excellent field position. A couple of timeouts in your pocket, plenty of time.
Well, Hayball averaging 51 yards per punt this year. Best in the country. He'll need a boomer here. And boy, did he get it. My goodness. Pearsall drifting back to his 25-yard line. Good coverage by Vanderbilt.
Man.
On the back end, that worked extremely well. Riley covering that punt in a hurry for Vanderbilt.
What a
60
weapon.
yards in the air.
That's
no roll.
No roll, right. Yeah, didn't need the kick I was talking about. What a weapon. And you see it, I mean, part of it's he's punting often, but the other is, I mean, he gets it in chunks, net 50 yards.
How about this? You know, Hayball has 11,531 career punting yards. You do the math on that, that's 6.55 miles of punts for him in his career.
That's a lot of punting, man. Guy's done a great job. Boy, he flipped field position here.
Hey, while we got a second, let's head down and visit with Tori. Update us on some Vanderbilt injuries.
Yeah, guys, I was keeping tabs on cornerback Martell Height after he left the field. He was in the injury tent for quite some time. They were trying to work on him, and then they took him out, had him jog around, had him get on the bike, but he was wincing. His waist was taped up. Eventually, they took him to the locker room. He left the field, guys.
Well, that's a tough break for Vanderbilt, the young man. They talked a lot about him, and the future is certainly bright for Martell Height, the true freshman out of Rome, Georgia. First true freshman in Vanderbilt history with a pick six. Had that against UNLV earlier this year. Second down. Near side pass caught there by Khalil Jackson. Stayed in bounds, so the clock runs under 2 minutes now.
Yeah, you talk about how thin Vanderbilt has grown to be in that secondary coming in here, and now to lose yet another defender, especially on the perimeter. And Florida really still hasn't been able to challenge downfield often here.
Mertz. Oh, nice little dump off pass caught there by the tight end, Arliss Boardingham. And then they say there's a loose football at the tail end of it. Vanderbilt pointing that way. Clark Lee begging for it. It'll be a first down for Florida at the Vanderbilt 46-yard line.
Ruling on the film was the runner was down prior to losing control of the ball.
What do you think?
Well, C.J. Taylor that got in there. Watch him try to hatchet
Please
this ball
reset
out.
the game clock to 1 minute, 25 seconds. 1-2-5.
Yeah, I didn't see that ball. I don't think he lost control of that ball until after he was down. It's different from the one we saw before where the ball was separated and coming down away from Skinner.
Mertz again goes to Boardingham. Boardingham with 4 catches now in the first half. He came into this game with 6 catches for 51 yards on the season.
Yeah, and a guy that last week, you know, he had that, what would have been a conversion on a third down, you know, kind of bobbled it. Ended up being a pick going the other way versus Kentucky. He's playing much better here this afternoon. Obviously the touchdown catch earlier. And then figuring prominently on this drive with a couple of targets and catches.
Mertz completing passes to the tune of 84%. He is 16 of 19.
Well, he got blasted 2 catches ago by Boardingham at the end of that. Got up a little bit slow.
Little shoulder fake. Oh, Pearsall was wide open and he led him a couple of yards too far. Another flag down in the backfield though. This time it looks like Damian George lost a helmet. Gator left tackle.
I'm not so sure that
Personal
Pearsall's...
foul, hands to the face on the defense, number 33. 15-yard penalty for the previous punt, automatic first down.
You see Mertz kind of looking out there saying, yeah, my bad. Not real sure what Vandy was doing defensively right there. Came screaming downhill like it was a bluff screen and go. Regardless, able to pick up some yards because of the hands to the face. And Damian George somehow lost his helmet and definitely got the flag out for it.
First down and 10 from the 22. Coming near side. Wilson with a nice little move to avoid a Vanderbilt defender.
C.J. Taylor was flying downhill. Pearsall just got a little bit of him, just enough. Allow Wilson to get upfield with that catch.
Picks up 5. It'll be second down. 1:04 to go before halftime. Gators with 2 timeouts remaining. Johnson off the left side. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain, taken down around the 13-yard line. Florida takes their second timeout.
You know, here it's just interesting because you see them, the plays are out, the plays are called, they're not always out there. We have not seen the ball pushed downfield really in this contest either.
Mertz steps up, throws to the end zone, and had a man wide open. Khalil Jackson was open. Mertz down. There is a flag down on the field right where Mertz let go of that football.
He got popped by Darren Agu at the end. Mertz was a little bit slow to get up. That's where the flag came out.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 15 on the defense. Penalty and pass against it to the goal, automatic first down.
And it turns out it was calling on Nate Clifton. He easily could have gotten hold. Maybe Richie Leonard had a handful of jersey, and there's Clifton coming in there. Came in a little too high, I suppose, because that ball was it's a little bit different than the one we saw earlier. You know, you're coming in there, you're trying to make a play on the quarterback. That's tough to pull off right there. But you got to make sure you lower your strike zone. It definitely affected the pass here. You see Mertz, right-handed quarterback, trying to get that ball over there to the left side of the formation. Just too much juice on it.
Boy, Vandy has certainly helped Florida out on this drive. Gators trying to make him pay. Pressure comes. Mertz dodges a guy, throws to the corner of the end zone, out of bounds.
Mertz with some eyes in the back of his head, right? And that pressure was coming from dead behind him. I don't know if he heard the crowd. Because really it was DeCosmo who's going to be coming, run the arc all the way behind him. And really, that was actually the pressure that hurt him. That's probably a sack, maybe even a strip fumble, except he felt the pressure right in his lap. He ended up evading both of them. And that was fortuitous for the Gator offense.
Handoff Johnson, stutter step to the end zone. There's your Gator touchdown. Rinaldi had him for a moment, and Johnson broke the tackle and picks up the touchdown. Rocco Underwood will snap it. Crawshaw will hold it. And Smack will kick it. And it's 21-7. Florida out in front. The Gators have put up 264 yards of offense here in the first half. Vanderbilt at 215.
You see it. There's Rinaldi. You know, look, one-on-one right here in the hole. Got to find a way to get him on the ground. Montrell Johnson does a great job. Get him to freeze his feet. Just stop your feet for a second, because I know where I'm going next. Johnson does just enough. See a little shake. Make the defender stop their feet right there in the hole and then burst into the end zone.
Montrell Johnson has had a nice first half running the football. 11 carries, 98 yards. Matter of fact, he's had a couple of nice runs today, over 20 yards. Florida entered today with only 2 rushes of 20 yards or more. ETN had a 62-yard touchdown run against Tennessee. Also had a 22-yard run versus McNeese. And today, Johnson has a 34-yard rush and a 28-yard rush.
He's definitely answered the call. There's no doubt. I mean, really lean in that backfield. ETN unavailable. Montrell Johnson just stepping up big for the Gators offensively.
Boy, Vanderbilt kind of hurt themselves. They've hurt themselves here in the first half. I mean, just not that last drive.
Yeah. Impressive drive after a great punt by Hayball.
Yeah, 8 plays and 71 yards for the Gators. Hey, scan this QR code. You can share your home gating experience for your chance to win a trip to the SEC Championship game, and who wouldn't want that? It's all brought to you by our friends that provide us Bush's Beans. Be sure to scan that key. Go ahead. Scan the code.
Yeah, my phone's dead.
Oh,
God, I'd love to.
I'll get it.
I've got a whole shelf full of Bush's baked beans.
You know, the Stinchcoat family right now is home gating.
Home gating. Home gating, huh? Couch gating right now. Look at that legacy. String together. How about the 90s? Man, I got to be on the other side of a couple of those. Those are some great football teams here in Florida.
Here's Seals. He's going to run out of bounds. He's pushed into that bench area. Derek Wingo pushes him out of bounds. It'll be 2nd and 8. Clock stops at 36 seconds to go before halftime.
When you think about the Vanderbilt offense and the way they started the game, there have been flashes. And we talked to the coaching staff, they talked about it. Moments. They just haven't been able to sustain it. Either that or they'll get a big negative yardage play, go backwards. It's been a big challenge for them in this game. Staying on schedule, sustaining drives. It's just been a big play, 2 big plays. An empty possession off the big one to Junior Sherrill certainly hurts.
Seals trying to set up a little screen, does so. Pass is caught there by Patrick Smith, and he is out near the 45-yard line. He'll stop the clock on the first down at 27 seconds.
That's a gateway play. So now that changes maybe your strategy going into half. If you don't get a big gainer right there, maybe you just play for the locker room.
Got a couple of timeouts in your pocket. Coming near side, that one is batted away. 15 seconds on the clock.
Jalen Kimber making that play. He's trying to back shoulder it to Quincy Skinner.
Seals will tuck it and run. And he is out to the 49-yard line. A timeout taken by Clark Lee on the far sideline.
Timeout. Vanderbilt. Per second. Will be a 30-second timeout.
So maybe you can pick up a little bit of yardage here, or do you go ahead at 6 seconds and just try to sail it into the end zone?
Yeah, I think with 6 seconds left, you're thinking, unless it's just a quick hitter right there at the boundary, or even, if you get down right away, because if you're not going to pick up any more yards, don't waste time.
Yeah.
You still have that timeout. So the open middle of the field's available. The question is, where do you trust more? Do you play for a field goal right here? Do you play for a shot and a shot? It has to happen fast, though. The average play, snap to whistle, takes about 6 seconds. So you have to be very intentional with this snap.
There's Austin Armstrong, the young defensive coordinator for the Gators, his first year running this defense after a couple of years at Southern Miss as their defensive coordinator. Low snap. Seals trying to step up in that pocket, and he is hit from behind. Loose football. That'll do it for the first half. Tyreek Sapp will get credit for the sack.
Here in the third quarter with the ball.
Yep, Florida won the toss, deferred, and so they will have it first here to start the third quarter. And that'll be downed in the end zone as we take a look at our first half stats brought to you by Arby's. Couple of really big plays for Vanderbilt in this one. An 85-yard touchdown reception by Will Shepard, their only score, but the yards kind of for Vanderbilt built into those two plays. On the flip side, Florida's been grinding it out, whether it's through the run game or through the short dink and dunk passes from Graham Mertz.
Yeah, they really haven't. Everybody came into the game thinking, hey, let's push the ball downfield, blow it up. Instead, they're able to just move the football more methodically.
Mertz. Well, it looked like they wanted to take a shot downfield. Instead, he is dropped at the line of scrimmage. With that, let's go downstairs, visit with Tori. What's the story on the field?
Yeah, I talked to both coaches at halftime about what they wanted to see from their teams in this second half. Billy Napier told me he's really pleased with what his team has done on defense. He wants to see them start very fast here in this second half like they did in the first half of this game. He said, we've got a chance to play make it, take it right here. On the other hand, Clark Lee feels like his offense still has some opportunities in the second half. He says the score is still close enough to where they can get back in this thing. He feels like he likes what he's seeing on offense. He says they've been explosive. They've struggled a little bit on third downs, but they've still got a chance.
Well, a couple of banged up players. Taylor, one of the key elements on that Vanderbilt defense, leaves. Graham Mertz is banged up. Looks like he's going to have to take a play off. Let's see what they do with him. They will escort him to the sideline. And Max Brown coming into the game, number 17, as we look another look at the...
You see DeCosmo land on the back of Mertz's left leg. Almost had a play like that earlier. That time Mertz was able to escape right there before the end of the second half. That time, though, DeCosmo came down almost all his weight on the back of his leg.
Well, there is Max Brown, who will take over, the redshirt freshman from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Jack Miller, Ohio State transfer, banged up, available today, but Max Brown listed as the number 2 quarterback. And quickly a false start will back the Gators up 5 more yards.
77 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Take it down.
Yeah, that's the true freshman, Najee Harris. And, of course, you've got Jake Slaughter in there at center. He started the game. Now you've got a new face at quarterback. So you got 3 new guys. A true freshman in there at guard. Slaughter, who's been in there for a couple of quarters. And then, of course, Max Brown forced into service and immediately a procedure penalty.
Max Brown, a 2-sport guy, also a baseball player here for the Gators. Hand off to Johnson on the right side, breaks a tackle, can't get through the second. As DeCosmo comes in to make the play. Be 3rd down and long for Florida.
All nice plays by the Stanford transfer. Here's DeCosmo. That big shot on Mertz. And you were right. They were trying to load up and get the ball downfield on that play that Mertz was injured on. Now the Gators just trying to salvage this opening possession here in the third quarter.
Play clock. Did they get the snap off? Yes, they did. There are no flags. Here's Johnson. He'll be tackled around the 26-yard line. So Vanderbilt looks like they'll get the stop they were looking for to start the third quarter.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion that time. Because you could see Brown looking over to the sideline for some, like a sideline control play. And immediately looking down there at the signalers, and they were like, just run it, run the play. You could see that point in the play clock. You just need to get the ball off. Still had to make an adjustment in the backfield. A little bit of turbulent start here to the second half for the Gators.
Crawshaw will punt it away, averaging 47 yards this year. Averaged 47.9 last year, and just rips one off here. That'll send Shepard inside the 15. Will Shepard, he splits a couple of defenders and a nice return out over the 30 to the 32-yard line. So a 64-yard punt and a 17-yard return, and that'll give Vanderbilt decent field position. So Ken Seals, 10 of 22, 194. What do you make of his first half?
Man, it's been rough. There's no doubt. Part of it, though, has been that his receivers haven't always helped him out. We've seen a couple of times a touchdown that would have been a certain hit him in the hands. Johnson just couldn't corral it. Shepard a couple of times on a contested throw, but ones that you would expect him to come up with in key moments. Ken Seals hasn't always had great protections, had to manage the pocket.
Here comes McGowan around the edge. He's to the 40 and driven out of bounds and slung to the turf. No flags on that near sideline. Jason Marshall, the one out there, throwing him to the turf. There's Graham Mertz, of course, injured on that first play from scrimmage. It's a good sign that there aren't any trainers around him. It doesn't look like there are.
No, it really doesn't. And it doesn't look like he's really referencing anything. It looked like it would have been a lower body injury, right? He's just communicating, I think, about what he saw on the few snaps that he was in there here in the second half.
9-yard pickup by McGowan, so 2nd and 1. Pocket holds up over the middle. Well, that's a dicey throw into double coverage, but a flag comes out. They were...
Yeah, it was R.J. Moten, it looked like, that was able to jump that route.
Justin Ball was the intended target.
Pass interference on the defense, number 16. Ball will be placed at the responding foul, automatic first down.
Well, the transfer from Michigan in his first year here with the Gators. Crowd doesn't like it. You can hear them in the background.
Watch it come right in the middle of your screen. He jumps that route and gets underneath it.
But doesn't he have a right to make a play on that ball?
That's exactly what I was about to say. He's just trying to play the ball. And he's breaking on that ball. He got there before Justin Ball did. I see that as interference. It ended up being Ball unintentionally making a good pass breakup.
That handoff goes to Alexander. Frederick 6 for 13 yards in that first half.
Vanderbilt really hadn't been able to exploit, these gap scheme runs where you've got pullers like last week. I'm sure Florida fans watching the Kentucky offense repeatedly gash that defense. And really, Vanderbilt's been able to pick up some yards as on fly sweeps, getting out there to the edge. They have not been able to get downhill at the line of scrimmage. Haven't been able to run directly at this defense.
Richie Hoskins in motion. Pressure comes, they pick it up. Seals going up top. Battered away at the last moment, trying to hit that true freshman London Humphreys, who they are so high on. Kimber back there in coverage knocks it away. It'll be 3rd down.
Really nice pickup by Patrick Smith. Florida sent the pressure, 6 men. Smith was able to get there. A nice clean pocket for Seals, and London Humphreys at 6'3", and a fast 6'3" at that. A great job by Jalen Kimber of climbing the ladder on that one.
Humphreys averaging 25 yards per catch this year. That leads the SEC. It's 4th in the FBS. McGowan. Seals will keep it, though, and he is brought down. May have lost a yard. Shamar James from that linebacker spot was not fooled by the play fake.
Yeah, did a great job staying at home. Shamar James, tough outing last week. Watch number 6 right here. He's the one that ends up making this play. You're going to see some rocket motion. So you think, oh man, there's the handoff. Nah, James did a great job of sticking with Seals. Vandy's rolling the dice here, just past midfield.
Clark late, going for it. There is the defensive coordinator, Austin Armstrong. Let's see what these guys dial up on 4th down and 8. Play clock winds down, and there's a flag. They're going to be backed up 5 yards. Oh, boy. Now you got to punt it.
And that's 2 situations now where we've seen. One was at the end of quarter, where you run it on 3rd down, you end up having to take a timeout to go for it on 4th down. This time, you don't get the timeout in time. And you end up having to punt this football away because the play clock got away from you. Not that dissimilar situation. The other was at the end of the quarter, right? You're coming out of it. You go for it on 3rd down, and if you're thinking of it on 4th, you shouldn't have to burn a timeout. Who knows if they get the conversion, but of course that takes the decision out of your hands.
Hayball's punt. End over end. Oh, man. That is so good. I mean, I don't know. We have two artists at work here punting the football. I know people laugh about the punters, but man, they are legit.
It's pretty remarkable. I wonder if they could hit a golf ball like that. Could have used him at the Ryder Cup.
Graham Mertz looks like he's coming back in to start the drive when we come back.
Back to Gainesville, where the Gators lead Vanderbilt 21-7. You know, this Gator team has a little hobby on the side. It's bowling. Two teammates on this Gator team, Jason Marshall Jr. and Karan Rackley, were high school teammates as well, and they wanted to do a hobby together, so they thought, hey, why not just try bowling? Other guys bought in, including running back Montrell Johnson Jr. They've gotten so into it that they have their own balls and shoes, guys.
Well, maybe they want to get this guy some more. Boardingham has been all over the field today for Florida. He is clearly a target in the game plan today.
Yeah, a guy that has certainly found the ball going his way numerous times. You think about fantastic punt, and immediately the Florida offense able to move out, pass beyond the shadow of their own goalpost. Really productive first play coming out.
Pearsall, little end around. He has some blockers in front. Uses that big blue wall out over the 40 to the 41, close to the first down. Going to be about half a yard shy. Langston Patterson making the stop for Vanderbilt.
On a convoy. We showed that Pearsall touchdown coming out of half. Pearsall might have got a little nicked after that one. Look at him. The right leg maybe bothered him a little bit after that run. Substituted out. Like Khalil Jackson came into the lineup for him.
Handoff left side goes to Montrell Johnson, and he is pushed back. That secondary has been a little banged up today for this Vanderbilt team. Martell Height, the freshman corner, went down in the first quarter. Have not seen him back on the field. Meanwhile, DeRicky Wright, who was banged up, he's over on the sideline, and he is in shorts, and he's got a boot on his right ankle now. He had an ankle injury coming in. We saw him obviously limping on the first couple of possessions of this game. And Mertz, that's off the helmet.
Longwell.
Yeah, Brian Longwell went right off his helmet. That was probably the furthest downfield that we've seen Florida throw it today.
You had 3 routes down there. He comes off of that play action. Nice protection, though. No issues there, and Longwell's running underneath that route. He's trying to rally to Trey Wilson. And that ball just hits him right in the back of the shoulder pads.
Second down and 10. Near side, this one's caught by Eugene Wilson III. And that'll be a Gator first down at the 44.
Well, Trey Wilson wearing number 3, that guy's got some burst. You can see it. Get that ball to him quickly, and he's able to accelerate. In this game, we've not seen, as you mentioned, a lot of shots downfield, but he's a guy that could get behind your secondary.
Guys on the team call him Trey. His real name's Eugene, but he says if you use Eugene, you got to say the whole thing, Eugene Wilson III. But if you want to say Trey, you can just say Trey Wilson.
Quicker that way.
Just off the fingertips of Pearsall. Boy, they had a chance to hit the home run right there and just couldn't connect by inches. Boy, and Pearsall comes up hobbling again.
Yeah, they just put him in there. And they're trying to run a slot fade, so Trey Wilson just runs a quick stop route, trying to get the outside defender to shut down, and Pearsall had a step. It's just outside of his reach.
Pearsall today with just 2 catches. Quick hitter to Johnson near side. He's popped out of bounds. A gain of 6 on the play. Second down and 4.5 coming up.
Pearsall trying to work through it, that's for sure. It doesn't look like it's bothering him much there. He came out, was in on that play, came out on the end around, came out, goes back in. So it can't be that bad off because you're throwing that ball was specifically called for him on that slot fade.
Trips to the right for Florida. Bunched up. Now they split him up. Little tap pass underneath. Boy, Wilson, how quick are his feet?
Made something out of nothing that time. He had 3 Commodores kind of waiting on him there at the edge. Looks like Florida's going to go for it on this 4th and short. Pearsall's able to substitute back in. We saw him kind of working on it on the sidelines there. You see him. Here's Pearsall right here at the top.
Trying to go to Pearsall. Oh, spinning grab. Not as good as the catch he had against Charlotte a few weeks ago, but that was still quite nifty. Gain of 7.
Just boxes Tyson Russell out. See him, a little head and shoulder fake there. Ball's behind. Does a good job of just kind of shielding the defender. A sure-handed catch.
There have been 4 games this year where he's had 6 or more catches. He's up to 3 now. Shoulder fake again. Mertz under pressure unloads, and I don't know who's outside the tackle box, and we're going to see, was there anybody back there? Did it get past the line of scrimmage? All those elements in play. I think that's going to be grounding. Yeah,
the ball, there wasn't anybody in the area.
Intentional grounding, number 15 on the offense. Ball will be placed in response to the foul, includes loss of down, second down.
And they were trying to get a double move, it looked like, to Khalil Jackson, but protection broke down. And this has been kind of the stories. You see the ball didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage either. And that's another one of those where you're clearly trying to get the ball downfield on a double move, but you can't do it if your quarterback is back there scrambling around. Florida's doing what they can. You watch them in these games and they're running 7, sometimes 8-man protections. And still, the pressure is able to leak through. We talked about it earlier. It's an offensive front that's kind of been shuffled around. But that time, there's really no reason for your quarterback to have to scramble out of the pocket.
Mertz this time has time and gets it to the near side. And Wilson inside the 35, but he is well shot. They got to get down to the 19 for a first down. That was a pickup of 8. It'll be 3rd down coming up.
Look at the negative yardage play, right? Gets you off schedule almost immediately. That grounding comes with a loss of downs. It just penalizes you both ways. And this is something it's been an issue this year. It's been an issue for Florida throughout this season. There's an ability to hold up in protection long enough to get these balls downfield to threaten the defense over the top.
Commodores got 5 at the line of scrimmage.
A lot of confusion in the formation.
The whistles will stop the play.
Yeah.
Billy Napier called the timeout. And we'll take it with him. 3rd and 15 coming up for the Gators. 4:21 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Thanks, Dari. Kentucky 5-0 for the 3rd time in the past 6 seasons.
How excited is Dari right now? The big Oklahoma win.
Yeah, you could sense it. Couldn't you? You could kind of feel
it's kind of bubbly there.
She's
just those highlights, everything. They're going to come off.
I can't wait for Oklahoma to get in the league, and we can talk about it all the time.
Yeah, he's going to be thrilled.
If they win, he'll be thrilled.
Well, that's true. It's a fair point. It's a universal truth.
3rd down and 15. Underneath. Pass is caught. Got to get it inside the 20, and they do. 1st down and a whole bunch more for Arlis Boardingham.
What a game.
2nd, 3rd, 4th efforts pick up the 1st down.
And John House could have gotten him down, didn't. Boy, Boardingham, what a game he's having.
7 catches now for Arlis. They'll run it with Johnson. He's inside the 10.
What a conversion. That's just remarkable. Well short of the sticks. House comes up, runs right through that tackle. Trudell Berry's there in position. Can't get him on the ground. heck of an effort. What an effort by Boardingham. And he's put himself together one heck of an afternoon.
6 catches, 84 yards, and a touchdown. He came in with 6 catches for 51 yards. Another little tap pass. Coming to Wilson, stutter step, and he will find Painter. Touchdown, Florida. A 9-yard scamper for Eugene Wilson III. Trey Smack to attempt this point after. And it is good. He is 4 out of 4 in PAT department, and a frustrated Clark Lee on the far sideline. Wilson with the touchdown, his first of the year. Boy, this guy's got a bunch of talent, and it's a 28-7 Florida lead. And we can sense that he will become a big, big part of this Gator game plan from here on out now that he looks to be healthy. Kickoff sails through the end zone. Yeah, gorgeous weekend here in Gainesville on the 99th edition of Homecoming. Vanderbilt doesn't think it's so nice. Trailing 28-7, but they pick up a first down here as that catch is made by Junior Sherrill.
Just got to string some plays together. In this second half, they had an opening there to start it. A couple of early injuries, we'll call them, nicked up players by the Gators. Both were able to come back out. Mertz left for a little while. Pearsall left for a little while. They come right back. And he's got to find a way to put some more points on this board and climb back into this contest.
Ken Seals has gone the distance at quarterback. He's 11 out of 24 for 206. Cedric Alexander getting some instruction from his quarterback. Sherrill in motion. They'll fake it to him, dump it off underneath. Here is Alexander to the 42-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6 on the play. Shamar James with his 5th tackle for the Gators.
A strong start to this possession. Get that first down right out of the gate. Now you get it to second down. You're near midfield. It's your playbook availability. Chance that you can push it downfield. Looked like Vanderbilt was seeking to get the ball downfield on that previous snap before he checked it down to Alexander.
Here's Alexander. He has a first down inside Gator territory. Shamar James with another tackle. That'll move the sticks.
Will Shepherd was a little slow to get up. Well blocked play. Able to get Alexander clean to the edge. So you see it looks like London Humphreys subbing in for Will Shepherd as he leaves the field.
There is A.J. Swan over on the sidelines. He was the starter first few games of the season. Got injured, had an elbow injury, but was also turning the football over at a high rate. He has given away the last 2 games to Seals, who makes a nice throw down the field to the 21-yard line. Goes Richie Hoskins, his 3rd catch of the year. Bryce Thornton back there in coverage.
Great protection for Ken Seals. Plenty of room, nice clean pocket. Now they're going fast.
And a high throw. Seals sails it out of bounds.
When I get wanting to go fast, it makes sense right here, but don't burn it down. Nice ball downfield. You want to get up there and try to catch the defense on their heels. It's not dissimilar to what we saw in the second quarter. You get a big hitter, you get down there, and you throw the ball out quickly. This time it was an incompletion on that series. It was a tackle for no gain, effectively, almost immediately, and you're in a big hurry to do it.
Second down and 10. Seals stops, fires, pass caught, touchdown. Richie Hoskins with a couple of huge receptions on the drive, and the Commodores are on the board. Lost his mouthpiece.
Well, that's exactly what Vanderbilt had to do. They had to be able to do that. Here's 15. Here's Hoskins down there with Shepard. And he just gets lost. Busted coverage. You can see a trailing defender trying to rally. And that time, Mitchell just kind of lost him.
Going after is up and good. So Vanderbilt's cut it to a 2-possession game after the touchdown. A couple of nice throws there from Ken Seals, who is now 14 of 28 for 259, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And you know what? He had some time there to kind of, on that drive, to make some nice, strong throws.
There's no doubt. Yeah, the protection was there. And when it was there, he was able to put the ball on his receivers. They came up with it. A couple of big plays. Well, that's one of the things, too, that look at the Gator defense, a much improved one. Big plays have hurt them. And that would be true in this game as well. You think about the Will Shepard touchdown. You think about the big shot that Gator's able to get a stop on, but this time, Commodore's able to capitalize. Talked about with Coach Lee, he was pleased with the way his team counterpunched, was the way he termed it. Mentioned it here as well in the first half, talking with Torrey. I like the way my team has answered. What they have to learn to avoid is creating the necessity to answer. Be able to punch first sometimes.
Andy Jean on the return. Montel Johnson has had much of the work in the backfield without Trevor Etienne. As we take a look at Saturday's MVP, brought to you by Sports Clips. He knew he was going to get the football a lot today without Etienne around, and he has definitely delivered to the tune of 114 yards on 15 carries.
He's proven to be just so important to this offense. A key contributor, a consistent contributor. Went over with Billy Napier, a guy that has certainly stepped up big today. He and Arliss Boardingham both kind of answered the bell.
Led the team with 6 receptions last week against the Wildcats of Kentucky. Nice hole off the left side for Webb, the freshman, giving way to another first down game. Gators going with a little bit of tempo here as the clock under 20 seconds in the third quarter. Wilson in motion. They'll hand it off left side again. Trayon, big hole, a lot of room to the 30 and pushed out of bounds near the 20-yard line.
That's the end of the third quarter.
And that will be the final play of the third quarter, a 43-yard pickup.
Coach, a big play from your offense there just before this quarter changed. What do you need to see from your team to keep this lead?
No, we're good. I mean, I think the penalties have been the one thing that slowed us down so far in the game. So just better execution. And again, credit Vanderbilt. They keep fighting back. We got to match the pattern a little bit better there early. But this group's playing hard. We got 1 quarter left here. We need to go finish today.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you all.
There are very few between quarters. You get to hear Billy Napier and Tom Petty and the crowd singing along. I mean, how good is that?
It's majestic.
Here's Mertz. Dumps it off to Webb. He'll get stopped at the 20. It'll be second down and about, let's call it 6 coming up, 6.5.
You know, for Vanderbilt, that quarter, that change could have come at a better time, right? That Florida was able to speed up, get that play in, caught Vanderbilt on the big run by Webb, but then you get that stop, you get a chance to try to regroup. And you just got the big play to try to climb back into this thing, and then you give up a big play of your own. And a chance for Florida to capitalize here in the red zone.
Here's Mertz looking left, throwing right.
That was a great play by Rinaldi. Heck of a play.
Yeah, that was fantastic to make that tackle. That's 6 of those today for Rinaldi.
They'll So watch him read this and get underneath it. Great job. And Wendell Hudson was trying to get out there. I think he just got kind of lost track of Rinaldi. Big play right there on second down.
Sophomore out of Dover. Didn't start playing football till his high school senior season. Johnson back in the game now at running back. Low throw, picked off the turf by Pearsall, and he's pushed out of bounds, but a flag will come in. It looks as though there may be a flag against Arliss Boardingham trying to make a block.
Yeah. I think he got Rinaldi. The ball came out quick. It looked like, initially anyway, we thought this was got a chance.
Illegal blocking back. Number 8 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, third down.
Boardingham, we've been talking about him all afternoon. He's had one heck of an afternoon. This time as a blocker, so watch Rinaldi beat the block. Boardingham tries to rally. Yeah, I mean, it's an easy call there.
Even Pearsall saw it. You could see by the look on his
Body
shoulders.
language.
Yeah, it was not the play. As good as Boardingham has had, as good as afternoon as he's had today, his first pickup makes it 3rd and 16. Pressure comes, and a flag will stop it, and that'll be against Florida. They'll back him up 5 more. Somebody moved. C.J. Taylor was coming in to disrupt the play, and wonder if he didn't cause the...
Illegal snap. Number 66 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
It's Jake Slaughter. Watch that. Yeah, he's early. It's just you could see the center kind of rock back. He went to snap it, knew he was early, and tried to freeze. Goes about 300 pounds. It's hard to make that stop moving once you start going in a direction.
That is now 5 penalties in the second half for Florida.
How about Billy Napier? He nailed it. He said, penalties have hurt us. They certainly have. Forced them backwards here.
Another little tap pass. Boy, look at Wilson make a man miss. He'll take it inside the 25 to the 23-yard line.
Original line of scrimmage. And Gator say, let's get some points right here on this possession.
Capers, he's the one that tried to bring down Wilson. That's just a tough ask in the open field by anybody.
Yeah, I mean, he's showing out. There's no doubt. The guy that they were eager to get back full speed. And I think he will figure more and more prominently in this Gator offense.
This will be a 40-yard field goal attempt from Trey Smack, who was 6 out of 6 this year. 5 of those came against Charlotte. And this one is through the uprights. So now 7 out of 7, and the lead is pushed to 31-14. 12-12 to go here in the 4th quarter.
What better place setter than what we saw in the Red River rivalry? How about that?
I've never been to that.
It just doesn't matter. He's another one of those guys. Balls in the air, contested catches. He almost always comes down with it, and no one tackles him the first try.
Dump it off underneath. Logan Kyle with the reception. We'll spot him out around the 33-yard line, a gain of 8.
A Gator defender kind of shaken up over there. Looks like it's Castell, true freshman safety, came up and made that tackle, but he was really slow to get up.
Please reset the game clock to 12 minutes. 1-2-0-0.
How about Castile and Bryce Thornton getting the start at the safety spot for Florida? It's the first time, maybe ever. We know for a fact in the last 25 years that it's the first time that Florida started 2 true freshman safeties.
Yeah, that's pretty remarkable too, right? And you would think, hey, blood in the water. A couple of true freshmen down there, see if you can't. And we've actually seen, Vanderbilt's been able to get loose in the passing game.
2nd down and 2. Seals over the middle, pass caught, and that'll be a first down around the 38-yard line, and that one goes to Cameron Johnson, true freshman out of Alabama.
if you're over there for Vanderbilt, you got to think, all right, that's a good thing to see. Drop that would-be touchdown in the second quarter. Get a ball back over there to him. Big target, 6'5". Able to get that catch right over the middle for a conversion.
I was just thinking the same thing. 6'5", 220. I imagine him next year. He could be 6'5", 240.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Start pounding up that guy. Put him in the dining hall.
Little play fake. Seals underneath. Oh, big hit. Alexander tripped up. Whistle will stop the play at the 41-yard line. Manny Nunnery there to make the play for the Gators. A gain of only a couple.
And you're looking to just still a positive game, right? Not a zero, negative yardage play. Obviously second down, and you want to get this to third and manageable. Seen a couple of times where Vanderbilt has been able to get it to second 5 or less, and you're looking at shots. Now you're just looking to try to get it to third and something you can convert.
Patrick Smith in the game. They'll hand it to him, and Patrick to the 45-yard line. So third down and about 4 coming up. Alabama trying to close it out against Texas A&M. A little over 2 minutes to go in that one. They're up 6 with the football. First down.
How about that? You know, we talked about the home and away, the impact that has on teams, especially this season. A lot of young quarterbacks, a lot of transfers having to play early. Big third down here for Vanderbilt. You know, running out of time here in a 2-possession game. 3 possession.
Third down. Seal stands in there and passes incomplete. He was trying to hit Logan Kyle. A couple of Gator blue jerseys sandwich him, and he forces the drop.
Got the ball in there to Kyle. So he fits it in the window. Nice pick up by Smith there in the hole, and it got broken up right there at the end. Looked like the ball got raked out by Wingo. We've seen Vanderbilt convert on 4th down earlier. Go the same direction in the first half. I've not seen Quincy Skinner in the game.
Fourth down and 4. They got to get it to the 49. Pressure comes. Seals nowhere to go, and he's dropped back at the 36-yard line. Derek Wingo, the first one there for Florida.
Got the breakup on the previous play. Then he triggers late. He's able to get back there quickly. And Kent Seals, he goes down hard on 4th down, and the Gators get the ball back.
31-14 our tally. Graham Mertz, another high completion percentage. I mean, extremely high, at 83%. What'd you make of his afternoon?
I mean, I think the best way to describe him is efficient, and that's not an insult by any stretch. He's decisive with the football. And he's a guy that's just not going to put it in jeopardy. You know, got away with, he's gotten away with some, not really today where the ball's been in jeopardy. But for the most part, you look at his 2 picks, including the one last week, it was just a doink play. You know, Boardingham with a would-be catch, ended up juggling it up.
Hand off to Johnson, trying to add to his rushing totals. Now up over 120 yards today on the ground. Mertz, 29 of 35, 239, a couple of touchdowns. Gators have put up 440 yards of offense. Pearsall in motion. Hand it off again. Montrell Johnson stutter steps, stiff arms, walloped around the 12-yard line. First down, Florida.
They're producing those bad boys. Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Johnson tripped up, lost a couple of yards. C.J. Taylor with his 5th tackle. Also has an interception today.
Guy's a heck of a player.
He is, boy. You know what? We don't talk enough about him around the league. I mean, he really is one of the better safeties we got in the SEC.
Playmaker.
Yeah.
You look at him last year especially. And a guy that, this year, a lot more has been on his shoulders, of course, because of the injuries in the back end. He's a guy that, you see him here, he'll play in and around the line of scrimmage. He was like a box linebacker earlier, really versatile player.
That pass is caught, and that's what? Another touchdown. Keon Zipper to the end zone. Oh, excuse me. Check that. That's our tight end, Arliss Boardingham.
I think that will just be our default for today. Just guess. I mean, if we're going to guess on anybody, it's probably going to be Boardingham. Find his way to the end zone yet again. Wow.
Boardingham is having some kind of afternoon, a career day for the redshirt freshman out of California. Yeah, you can do a little two-step over there if you'd like. How about his numbers? As the point after is up and good, Boardingham now with 7 catches, 99 yards, a couple of touchdowns. He's been targeted 7 times and has made a play every time. Well, nice fake, too, by the way, by Mertz to set this one up. We'll get to know this guy, Arliss Boardingham. Just a redshirt freshman, but he has been a focal point of the Gator offense today and of Graham Mertz. Came in with 6 catches, 51 yards, and 1 touchdown. How about today? He is 7 for 99, a couple of TDs.
Caught every ball that's been thrown his way.
And how about 73 yards after the catch?
Physical. Run through some tackles, using that big frame of his.
You know, if you're going to dink and dunk, at least you found a guy like Boardingham. You've got Wilson now healthy, looks great. And, of course, you always got Ricky Pearsall. And now you add a little bit of Montrell Johnson in there and get ETN back.
Next thing you know, that offense starts looking, and keeping in mind, too, that most of this game, in fact, the entirety of this game, has been played with we'll call it a makeshift offensive front.
Yeah, they've been shifting people. Yeah, moving everybody all over the place. Seals will keep it. He's out to the 27-yard line. So a lot of talk around the Commodore camp about quarterback situation. A.J. Swan, Ken Seals. We even thought that maybe we might see a little bit today of the sophomore Walter Taylor, the 6'7" quarterback. But Stitch, after watching Seals today and what he did last week, if you're Clark Lee, and of course it's a hypothetical, I mean, are you sticking with Seals? My personal feeling is he looked pretty good today.
Yeah, I think that you do. I mean, you look at the way he performed today. The ball was not in jeopardy, which was a big part of some of their difficulties in the first 5 outings of the season. And a guy that had some balls that should have been caught, frankly. Numbers could have been better.
Seals hit as he throws. A little stiff on there from Cameron Johnson. He'll get it to the 33-yard line. Needs a couple of yards for the first down.
The other piece of it, too, is considering, as you take a look at Boardingham and the day that he's had, you rewind to a week ago, we mentioned it a couple of times, a guy that the ball bounces up on you, and Mertz has had one of those days today where, he's taking some shots. He's had to demonstrate some toughness. He came out of the game briefly, where DeCosmo fell on the back of his leg, but that guy's not scared to stand in there and deliver, even if it is on a check down or an underneath route. And the protection has not always held up great for the Gators.
3rd down and 2 coming near side. Here's Quincy Skinner. They're going to spot his forward progress at the 30-yard line. He'll lose 3 on the play.
Nice tackle, triggered quickly.
See what this is all about. David Smith has been somewhat busy. Gators had a bunch of penalties here in the second half.
Personal foul, hands in the face, number 64 on the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
I don't know. I've seen a game with this many hands to the face. Is that 3 hands to the face? What the?
Number 94 may remain in the game.
Gators have 7 penalties, 65 yards. Vanderbilt 4 for 32, even though that one was declined. And a chance to watch one of our favorites, Matthew Hayball, do his thing. Not his best this time around. Hits it to 35. Do you know that there are 75 punters in the FBS that are from Australia? 2 of them are in this game. 11 of them in the conference. They're all pretty doggone good.
Where the Gators lead Vanderbilt 38-14. Now, this might not be a happy memory for Vanderbilt right now, but it is a happy memory for Vanderbilt head coach Clark Lee's 8-year-old daughter, Mara. She made the trip with Dad this weekend to Gainesville. She and her other 2 brothers are rotating, taking turns, traveling on the road with Dad. So it's a pretty special one for her, guys.
And she was in our meeting. She actually dropped some knowledge in our meeting last night with Coach Lee. Max Brown in the game, completes that pass with 5 minutes to go in this one. But it's a treat, you know. I mean, these are special moments. I remember when my dad was calling games, he used to take me out on the road with him, and some of the best memories I have with him are those kind of trips.
I believe it. You already see it. Family affair. She's down there checking scores.
And then there were those trips I made when I was in college, and my dad was doing a game, and I'd go see him, and and he was like, "You need to get out of here." He had that side of it too.
See, now you've got history in this stadium, right?
Yeah.
Back from your playing days.
1985, played a soccer match right in this stadium. The end zone was just one level back then. This would have been 84, 85. Scored a goal down there. And the Gator football team was on the other end. They were waiting for us to get off the field so they could go a little walk through.
Scored a goal on the opponent's goal, or was it own goal?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. Great question. They had a bell. They used to ring a bell down here. Nice catch there from Burke. But yeah, it was just one level down there. And when the Gators scored, there was a huge bell. I mean, it was like a church bell that they would ring. Old Gator fans remember that. And somebody actually rang the bell, even though I was at Florida State at the time. They must have. They got the
sacrilege.
Right. They got the garnet and orange mixed up. Probably colorblind.
You know what? You never let a colorblind guy work the bell.
Right. Work the.
You got to make sure he can tell what color the jersey is.
I had a new appreciation for those Gator football teams in the '80s playing on the turf that was on this field because it was nasty.
Like a parking lot with.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
They're first.
Indoor-outdoor carpet rolled on.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
Timeout taken with 3:19 to go. I think the best part of that story was when we had to load up 15 of us in a van and drive back to Tallahassee, and I'm just bleeding from the strawberry I got off the turf.
From your turf burn.
It was one of those moments in life, like you were kind of happy that you had a chance to play on the field here.
Yeah.
But then you were like, was it really worth it?
Was it worth the blood loss?
No.
You're cramping up on the way home?
Now, you missed out, speaking of Florida Field, there was a 2-year period where the Florida-Georgia rivalry was moved off campus, and you didn't get to play here. You got Florida in Athens, though, right?
Yeah, my senior year in high school, I came down here and watched Florida host Georgia, and then I had the inauspicious experience to have the Gators come to Sanford Stadium and ruin the 96 or the Braves World Series championship win by hanging half 100 on us at home. That was brutal.
I vaguely remember that. But I'm glad you do. There is a couple of flags for a face mask coming in.
It's been an active night for the officials.
So if you're Billy Napier, there's been a lot of talk about him calling plays. Should he relinquish that? I know there was so much heat on Jimbo Fisher.
Face mask, number 94 on the defense. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
And there's so much outside noise, and I don't know how much of it gets to the football coaches in their buildings because they're so dedicated to what they're doing every day, every minute. But what do you think about that? I mean, he got this job because he called plays.
Yeah. Yeah, there's other guys that did that too, though, right? You think about the guys you just mentioned, Jimbo Fisher, Eli Drinkwitz. And they've had a heck of a year. Could have beaten LSU. Probably should have. Didn't. How did he get that job? Well, he was a play caller, right? He was just a one-year head coach at App State.
Yeah.
but gets the extension, relinquishes play calling duties. I think part of what Billy Napier's trying to do here is it's a cultural imprint. Right? It was a hard reset when he came in here. And I think you're able to impart more of that if your hands are in it. And I do think that it might be an eventuality. It's definitely something that it sounds like, he's considered. I don't know if that would be imminently, but it's not as if it's something that he would ever, I think, ultimately do. And we always say relinquish, but in a lot of ways, I don't know that it's, a situation where you're taking that play calling away from yourself. Is that maybe it just makes more sense, and not necessarily an underperformance, but it would just be more efficient for someone else to do it at some point.
Yeah, you hit a good point. He referred to it as a time issue. There are so many things that he has to do. It just adds to his day. And he says, listen, man, I got 3 kids, too. I mean, I'm trying to be a dad in this whole thing as well. And that may be one of the reasons that he may relinquish the game planning through the week.
And before he got to that, though, what was interesting is, and this is true, is that for a long time, you think about the play caller head coaches, they weren't doing it in an age where your roster is constantly in flux.
Yes.
And now that is the age that you're in right now.
Great point.
And because of that, and the expansion of that, and the importance of even NIL, that head coaching duty is way bigger than it's ever been before.
I remember being here for the Super Regionals in the baseball, Florida hosting South Carolina this past year.
We had snap. Number 77 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
And we had a lengthy rain delay, and I went to go sit in the coaches' offices, and all the coaches, Kevin O'Sullivan and his staff, and what they're doing in the rain delay, the Super Regional, is they're trying to figure out transfer portal stuff. Who's in? That's what they're doing before a game.
Yeah.
Trying to play that game.
Yeah. And these guys aren't, they're not complaining, but that is the reality. And the reality is that the duties of that position, the head coach, have expanded because of that, just because of the landscape that we're in right now. And I think that definitely is a consideration.
Nice little sidearm throw there. And he's shy of the first down, but a good throw from Max Brown. An injured Commodore way back at midfield.
Missed it. I don't know how they got way back there. Way behind.
Looks like a cramp. Is it? It could be Darren Agu. I thought I saw 11.
It doesn't get any easier for Vanderbilt. Back into this, they've got the current #1 team in the country in Georgia next week. There's Agu. Able to work out the cramp and make it to the sideline.
On an injury to the defense, the play clock is set at 40 seconds. There's also a 10-second runoff, which Florida has elected to use. Vanderbilt will not use a timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff. Please reset the game clock to 37 seconds. The clock will start on my signal.
Well, that was a lot from David Smith. Well done.
Yeah. A lot to explain.
So that'll be the end of the game.
Yep. See, here come the coaches. They get it before the players do.
Billy Napier, Clark Lee. Billy Napier have a lot of respect for each other.
Yeah.
He and Clark Lee. Well, that'll be the 5th straight loss for the Commodores after they open the season with a couple of wins. And for the Gators, they kind of maybe flushed the Kentucky loss from last week away for at least a few hours. I don't know if that one will ever leave you the way that went down, but still, a win is a win. It's an SEC win. And up next is a date at South Carolina next Saturday. Let's go down to Torrey.
Coach, obviously you want to win every game, but this one has to mean something after the loss you took last week in Kentucky. How much did you guys need this win?
Yeah, I think the big thing is that every week's a new week, right? In our league, you got to have some mental toughness. You got to get up off the ground. You got to get back in the ring. And certainly today was important because of homecoming. This place is special. Our team representing a lot of great people that came before us. I told them before the game, I said, one day you'll be coming back to watch the football team play. You'll want to be proud of what you see. A lot of good today. We can do some things better, right? But excited to go on the road next week. We're going to enjoy this one. Got a great opportunity next week.
I mean, you guys have done great at home. You add another win here, but you are heading on the road. What do you need to do to get it done on the road next week?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a huge point of emphasis, right? We've struggled on the road. It's tough in this league. South Carolina's got one of the best venues in the country. Certainly got a really good football team. So, look, man, we're going to enjoy, right? I'm proud of our team, proud of our staff, the way they responded this week. A ton of respect for Vanderbilt, their staff. Clark's incredible, and go Gators.
Thanks so much, Coach. We appreciate it. We're going to see if we can talk to your quarterback back here. Graham, thanks so much. We appreciate it. Yeah, two people over here that we want to talk to about this game. Graham, what did you feel like was working on your offense today?
Yeah, I think we did a good job of running the ball today. I think our pass game complemented that well. I think we could have done a little bit better job of just simple mistakes. I mean, we got to clean that up, and then moving the ball down the field. I think we do a better job of that. So overall, I think we ran the ball well. O-line did a great job. So yeah, I'm proud of the guys.
Montrell, what did you feel like was working in the run game today?
I think the big guys up front got it moving early, and man, that was a great start for us, and I'm glad that we got it going.
Thanks so much, Montrell. Graham, you guys have done well at home, and you got the home crowd involved today for homecoming. How big was their influence in this game today?
Yeah, I think anytime you come to the Swamp, I mean, it's hands down, it's the most fun place to play in the country. I mean, they're loud, they love this place, so I mean, especially a time like homecoming, you feel like you owe it to everybody that's come here before you to put on a show. So I'm proud of the guys and how we played today.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Throws for 254 yards and 3 touchdowns, 30 of 36, as Florida puts up 495 yards, and they win this one 38-14. Another good defensive effort for Austin Armstrong's club. And the Gators pick up the win here on homecoming, the 99th edition. So for Matt Stinchcomb, Tori Petrie down on the sidelines, I'm Dave Neal saying thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it from the Swamp.